Bill Jams right there. Welcome
felt
on
good.
back. That was great. I kind of just want to keep that going, but we can't. So, welcome back. It's the TI8 Qualifiers CIS playoff action here, and we are in hype game number 3. It's Team Spirit versus, I actually almost said Espada, but it's Team Spirit versus Double Dimension. I'm here with Lacoste and Purge, your official casters for this coverage. Gentlemen, here we are in game 3.
Game 2 was pretty good. It was a little bit of a outdraft, arguably. The Storm pick was fantastic. It was played super well. He got a little lucky with runes here and there, which helped him push into some advantage. And Zeus looked like a abused hero that game, but still strong.
So he will not
Nerf him.
get nerfed, it looks
Get him
like.
nerfed.
He got
Nerf
abused, so
Storm,
nerf him.
Zeus. Boom. It's one good Storm game. Throw him the nerf bat.
Just get those Thunder and Lightning heroes the hell out of here. Am I right?
Yeah, I didn't expect them to take game off Team Spirit. I think Team Spirit is a better team. Maybe they just got a little bit of outdrafted by the last pick. That could be the reason, but overall, I still think Team Spirit is more experienced team, and they're gonna go through.
Yeah, certainly by names, you know, these guys have been through the ringer of different events and tournaments and teams, but how they are, you know, cohesive together is always a question. Looks like we have a draft, and we're going to get into it right now. If you want, Nate, you can turn off the Jill Hop Jams now, I guess. I don't know how well that fits with drafting analysis, but
Yeah, let's get them drums back.
there we
There
go.
they are.
So, Bane, Sand King's got to go. Wisp and Chen is just permabanned every game, so you know how it goes. Phobos gets his respect ban of the axe, and Lycan's got to go because, you know, everybody's
Works very good in CIS.
everybody's playing frickin' Lycan in CIS. Would you say that Lycan's the CIS hero right now, like the CIS hero, or who would be the CIS hero?
Well, he's not gonna beat Disruptor, that's for sure, but he's been played a lot in CIS. I've seen him in other regions as well. The hero is just way too good. I think me and Purge discussed it during the game number 1 about him being such a strong hero because position 4 heroes kind of changed, and most of them were those controlling the team fights, those Sankings, Clockworks, Earth Spirits, whatever, some kind of a stun. Now you have Skywrath mages, you have Warlocks, this kind of stuff that's really weak and has no control whatsoever. By being weak, I mean weak against Lycan.
Even like Bane and Jakiro are not very good, arguably, against Lycan. And Underlord completely fell off as well, so more or less so. There's just not a lot of things that are consistently good against Lycan in CIS these days.
All right, so we get another Night Stalker in the first round again.
See a
After
flip.
yesterday we saw like no Night Stalker. Today it's like Night Stalker every game when Ranger comes out, and yeah, it's a little bit of flip. Naga Siren and Jakiro, that or maybe Disruptor, or maybe FNG just wants to play the Warlock for another game. You know, could be really any of those things.
Shadow Demon is still in the pool for Team Spirit if they want to go for it.
That's a pretty good SD game, actually.
Against the Wind Ranger, that's one of the best heroes you can get constantly. These spells.
Who,
you
Shadow
can't-
Demon?
Yeah, so you can't
Yeah,
use
that's a cool hero
the
though.
Wind Run.
We
Prevent
made
Wind
that
Run, shackle whoever gets, or disrupt whoever gets shackled.
Nope, sorry guys, Jakiro.
Disrupt the silence. It could still. Okay, probably not.
I mean, I wanted to see the Shadow Demon.
I mean, it could still happen. Have you guys tried
Oh, man,
Naga
that is
Siren
pungent.
Diffusal Blade yet?
No.
Don't do it. It's bad. It's really not. You're like, why am I not just playing PL? It's got all those perks that look appealing. You're like, oh, 10% Miriam, that's cool.
Wow.
And you start hitting buildings, and you're like, oh, that's right. They still do no damage to buildings. Like, it's not good. There's like no comparison to Meteor Hammer. Like, if you're playing like carry Naga, you still get Meteor Hammer. Like, there's just no. It's a downer. Oh well, that's life.
Don't mind me, I'm just enjoying some pizza in a bag.
What is that?
Pizza in a bag?
Tell me about it.
Oh, let me tell you about it. That's this right here. I'm enjoying some buffalo pizza style, pizza in a bag, super snack time.
It's pepperoni jerky. Is probably the first thing you should have said. But
Created by the Epic Mealtime guys. It's a meat jerky with real ingredients. That's the spicy one, or spicy one. It's the buffalo.
oh, good thing you didn't
It's
tell
not
me.
that spicy though.
It's okay. Tastes very fresh, very pepperoni-like, delicious.
You just keep pulling out the fresh word. You just love saying fresh.
BTS. It's easy to say when you're selling out food, even though if it's true or not. Just drop that F-bomb. All right, here we go. Back to the draft. We have a Visage band out, and
Oh,
the
it
DP's
is
also got to go.
spicy. It is spicy. It's just
It's
You're
hitting you
takes
now.
some time.
Now it's
yeah.
hitting you.
You
It's
need
hitting you
to-
now.
Need to tap out.
No.
Starting to sweat.
I'd like to see you eat some more. This is enjoyable. Is it really that spicy though?
It definitely has a bit of a backdraft. Like you
Okay.
put it down, and then it's like, hey, hold on a second.
Okay.
Some fire in there going.
cool.
So.
The
Espada.
Naga Chikiro opening. Espada. How will they do in this match?
How are they watching? Are they sweating?
They're playing the next series.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Espada. I'd like to see them qualify. I think that'd be cool.
After this game, I believe the coverage is going to be transferred over off into our Amsterdam hub, where we have OD and Fogged, who are going to be bringing the next 2 series of CIS qualifier action. So, should be exciting. PL now, the next band here. So, either thinking about draft or don't have an answer for the PL, or maybe they're looking to go for something that the PL typically can, get the upper hand on. PL obviously, there's a lot of ways to dodge out stuff from Naga and Chikiro. So
Very good at killing them too once he gets defusal.
mm-hmm.
Just always look at like low armor supports and his appeal. You're gonna have a good time, more or less.
They're taking a lot of time thinking about the last ban. Night Stalker is going to be their vision hero. Yeah, this is a good ban. Team Spirit loves to play it.
It gives them everything. It like
Yes.
helps you dumpster the off lane, dual lane, with bonus damage. It helps you team fight. Helps you push towers. It just covers so many bases. It would be good with like Naga Siren setup and Eclipse and stuff. And they grab the Thunder Lizard.
And Disruptor comes out. I like Disruptor a lot. That's a
More
new hero.
Thunder. They just
Wow.
seem to
I
love
like this.
Thunder heroes, right?
The Razor pick's really cool. I was wondering about why Razor has fallen off. Like, feels like all of a sudden everyone forgot about him. I get that he's has some issues, but against Wind Ranger he's really good. He's got to dispel every 5 frickin' seconds. Wind Run is borderline useless in a lot of cases if it procs at the right time. You can also static link into Song, just prepping for a setup, for example. You can just reduce Wind Ranger's damage to nothing. Then Focus Fire only does magic damage with any procs from like Maelstrom or Javelin. Like there's, I think it's okay.
I agree. I like it a lot. We don't see
It's
it enough.
unreliable against the Wind Ranger. The proc Wind
true.
Ranger has a good range, and it needs to hit at the right moment. And if Wind Ranger, if she uses a Wind Run, she's gonna try to stay away from static link. So she needs to be careful about positioning, though.
Wonder if Team Spirit will consider something like a clock to help lock someone down, and then Razor can have an easier time sucking up the damage.
I agree with you, but at least when I just forget about it all the time. When I play against Razor's passive, I'll have like a haste or a DD, and all of a sudden I'll be like, "Oh,
Oh,
shit!"
yeah, I
like,
forgot.
You know,
Yeah.
like I feel like a couple moments of that can absolutely change a game where you die when you weren't supposed to. Maybe at super high levels it's not going to be as much of a problem, but at least they have the tool there. I guess is the way they look at it. Same vein, Razor also has vulnerabilities. Like if he gets Maelstrom focus fired, he's still gonna die. And unless he gets like Blade Mail or something, I could see something like that perhaps.
I'm liking this. Some fun heroes now. They have the Iron Shield hero, like Night Stalker, for Night Stalker rather.
What are you excited about?
What?
CIS Classic Disruptor Darkseer combo.
Yeah.
Glimpse into the Surge. The best combo.
It's a shame they don't have the Naga. Yeah. Big
talking about-
Disruptor setup with Darkseer and company, but I don't what is this more for their lineup though, or are they picking it in response to something to Team Spirit? Because I don't think anything about Razor says, "Oh, let's get a Darkseer now." But maybe just being more enabled by their own lineup, or just Cheshire Cat's like, I feel like playing Darkseer this game.
They have a lot of magic damage right now, and against Razor, I think that's a good solution because Razor is kind of like he's kind of weak to magic, heavy magic damage, because he either has to buy like a hood, which he doesn't like to do that much, or he has to get like a BKB and rely on that. I think the last obvious pick for a double dimension is something like an Ember, or like some other like Iron Shell carrier basically, and then they're just gonna run down their opponents because their opponents
Ember.
have like Song Jakiro setup, so they just need something that can fight all the time, abuse Iron Shell, and then they just can't stop them from constantly fighting. It's like their lineup is just so obvious. And normally I can't
Yeah,
see
but
stuff
does
like
Razor
this.
purge Ember Spirit Shield?
Oh, you're so right, dude. Countered!
Wow,
Iron Shell.
that's so
it counters all Iron Shells. Counters
it's so
all
stupid. I
flame
mean,
guards.
that spell is like 500 magical damage absorb, and then you just purge it every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
For no reason.
You're actually so right. Just get a level 1, dude. Max it first.
All right,
don't
the
need to,
Kunkka. His X is going to be pretty valuable here, catching either Wind Rangers running away, Darkseer surging away. Disruptor wants to glimpse him in. He needs to bail himself out.
What's the interaction you should know, Purge? You know that stuff.
Which one?
If you have shield on with Ember
Yep.
and Razor purges you,
Yep.
does it first purge or does it first deal damage? Is
I
the
would-
damage going to be mitigated by the shield? That's what
I
I'm
would
asking.
guess yes. Because I imagine that as it's applied, it does damage and it dispels. And the damage is probably blocked, I'm guessing, and then it dispels the rest afterwards. I would assume. I mean, it's kind of irrelevant, kind of arguably, but I think I would guess that's something like that. I'm not sure, though.
No matter how much you know about Dota, there's always this stuff that you just can't know.
Of course, there's like hundreds of heroes with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spells each, and the interactions between each other is just indefinite. It's like the universe itself. All right, I like these last couple bands. Well, intriguing nonetheless.
Okay,
There's no vehicle or bomb candidate on Team Spirit side, but they still fear the Life Stealer.
They might still go. Oh no, never mind.
The
So
drug,
they
you mean?
need. Nah, I was thinking about something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Something stupid. I'm not gonna even say it.
I could say it for you. Just whisper it to me. Then
So
I'll take the fall.
They ban Jug because he's good at evading Kunkka combos, and they go Doom, so it's going to be offlane Doom, carry Razor, mid Kunkka probably. I assume they'll probably try to put Razor versus the Wind Ranger. Is that true?
I think that could be
Kunkka?
Wind Ranger on a mid lane. Or
I guess it could also be the sport, right? That's why they left the draft like that. I guess
but
that's...
yeah, then if it's a Wind Ranger support, it's probably core because then you end up with Darkseer.
5 seconds remaining.
It's going to be Darkseer
Night
Night Stalker,
yes,
for sure.
So it's a core Wind Ranger.
Okay, yeah, I guess so.
And whether it be mid or in the side lane.
Unless they, yeah, there's no way, right? They have no other carry or core on DD other than Wind Ranger, more or less. Some that scales.
This is some tough decision that they need to make. Good carries are out of the game, and you're playing against Doom, so you're playing against Razor and Kunkka.
I mean, I'm looking at that Darkseer lane, and I genuinely feel like they just honestly lane Razor versus it, and they get static link level 1, and they get the passive 2. Or did they just get the passive level 1, honestly?
And just purge it.
They're just going to dispel an Iron Shell every 5 seconds. Like, if you ever tried trading hits, Darkseer is worthless.
All right, so this could be an answer to a Razor. You
Yeah.
pop and pop the static link back and keep stealing the damage so nothing happens.
Mm.
It's good against Kunkka as well.
Transform every 5 seconds to dispel your opponent's back.
Yeah.
Zap, transform,
balanced.
zap, transform. It's cool. Yeah, I think the Morph is a good pick here.
I brought him up in like one of the other drafts in one of the older games, and I got the impression he was very situational. So I guess this is just one of those times that he gets pulled out. Very fun draft for our game 3 here. A lot of
It
new
is.
fresh faces coming out here. Darkseer, Disruptor finally gets some airtime again. The Razor, which I don't even remember the last time we've seen a Razor in recent tournament play. So
5 seconds.
this is going to be a hype one. It's 1-1, game 3.
It does look like they're going to put him safe lane too. Illidan's going to play in the Razor, so... Huh. Interesting.
So mid lane, G Kunkka. I have not seen that a whole lot. I mean, G's been playing the game since Dota 1, been pro since then, so I'm sure he's been through almost every hero in rotation. But
I remember mid Lich, carry Lich.
mid carry Lich from G.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Whoa.
But he went like
Yeah.
Ags Mjolnir or something. It was a
Yeah.
long time
I mean,
ago.
the thing is, like, yeah, they've played like probably every hero in that position that they favor, but the heroes have also changed probably a bit since the last time they've had to pull them out in the lane.
The
so,
game is paused.
Yeah, I kind of
it's
noticed with the
taking
animations they've been
Way
having to
too
do
much.
that. Yeah, they've been doing that a couple times, pausing in the draft. Not too sure. I guess there's always like lag as they initially go in. I couldn't tell you. All right, so who do you get in the lanes leading out of the gate here? Who wants to establish dominance in the lanes? Who's it more critical for?
I guess based on the Razor passive, I honestly feel like DD has to dodge the Razor wherever he goes. Just feels like too much of a difficulty. Like their other benefit is they could just double Ion Shell the creep wave, and then it's harder for Razor to selectively dispel the right guy. But if they try doing like if they try like Ion Shelling Night Stalker and having him fight supports, then Razor like moves over, dispels it, boom, 130 mana wasted on Darkseer. So I feel like they swap that out. They like to put the Ion Shells versus Doom maybe. But that said, Doom can also just eat one of the creeps. Like it feels, or maybe he can get a dispel creep. It just feels kind of hard. For
I think the laning stage for Double Dimension is really weak. Disruptor not the best laner in 2 versus 2. You have Night Stalker as position 4, which I think is not that great in this patch. He's been nerfed way too much. He has really hard time working after the first and second night. Just doesn't feel like he's contributing that much as a position 4 hero. Also in the laning stage, not that strong as some other position 4 heroes.
I mean, his utility can come with plenty of items. He might deceptively tank a lot of a gank, and then you can suddenly turn it around. I mean, he can be pretty effective as a punching bag. Be deceptively strong, but yeah, his toolkit can fall off a little bit later on. But let's get underway here as we have the call to action. Just scope out some of the lineups here on Spirit. Going to be on your Radiant side. It looks like we have FNG. We've been sporting the Warlock the previous 2 games. Now on the Jakiro. Phobos on his Doom. Mid lane's going to be G's Kunkka. Along bottom, got Biver, Naga Siren, and Illidan Storm Rage on your Razor. Cheshire Cat Kingar and Pikachu are going to be rolling through this bottom lane.
There's another hero you missed.
What?
There was a 4th there.
Oh, is there? 1, 2, 3. Oh, you're right.
Oh, interesting
score.
build on Windranger. He didn't get anything besides Null Talisman. Usually you would get 2 branches, Fairy Fire, something.
Maybe he's waiting to see what his matchup is or something. Like with the first set of items that comes out, rather than just bringing a salve, he might bring out like.
He's bringing tangos.
Okay, so this means that he's lane swapping, I guess. Maybe he's gonna go off lane.
Looks like it. He's hanging here for now.
Does this make sense?
Bansor's easy route for him.
All right, I see this in pubs sometimes, like a Windranger +1 in the offlane. It can work really. Obviously, there's the typical like support Windranger, but core offlane is kind of like a Mirana offlane. Sort of a similar playstyle in hero, if you think about it.
I think Morph does really well on the mid lane against Kunkka. Kunkka can't kill him, even if he gets level 6. This is a good game for Morph on the mid lane. Yes, he's gonna get harassed by G, but Morphling also has a lot of harassment too. But there's no way he can burst him.
And now they can do Iron Shells versus Doom, which is the best solution here. You can't eat all of the creeps, and Night Stalker definitely a little tricky here. They kind of put themselves into a corner slightly against the Razor, but looks like they're going to be able to make a workout.
Yeah, Illidan and Windranger are going to be going toe-to-toe in the lane.
Yep, as soon as the static link comes out, he runs and runs away, and I doubt he got more than like 7 damage, yeah. So, a little tough for Razor here, actually.
Thunder Strike as the supports continue to trade, trying to divert the attention away from the cores. No matchup on one end. G6 and 3 to Morphlings 4-0. Kunkka inches ahead bit by bit here, trying to get the most out of his little Tidebringer hits.
That's so hard to last hit for Kunkka.
Yeah. Just that little burst for the deny. Got it.
Dude, he gets every single one.
And the wave run forward. He'll hit him, but there's the salve. And G will be fine. Shrugs that one off. Doom's getting plenty of CS here. 6 and 3. Even though he's having to work against this Ion Shell, still able to bring in plenty of right clicks with FNG over his shoulder, softening up Cheshire Cat where possible.
Kingar just body blocking that camp so Doom can't get the creep.
Yep.
He should just use it. Like he used that Devour, he could have used it already. Maybe he's just waiting for the next Iron Shell creep and then he's gonna eat it.
There's the Iron
well,
Shell.
he can't
Can he eat
Darkseer.
Are you sure?
I mean, he could leave the lane temporarily. for just a little bit. Maybe it's a bad idea to give up 30 seconds, but... Are there any good creeps by the shrine? What does he got?
Purge.
Beautiful.
Infernal.
He has the centaurs and satyrs, but not the good satyr. So
He's still
probably
doing
the
fine, though.
worst one he can get. That's the worst combo.
Oh, he could get the neutral small centaur. Get the aura.
The Banisher? Or no?
10% magic resistance to his heroes and 20% to the creep, so it offsets the iron shot. Is that
Wow.
worth it? I don't know if it is.
Little null field.
But yeah, basically. Doesn't seem terrible, actually. I feel
That's not a bad idea actually.
20% resistance to creeps.
Looks like our first blood's here. Vanscore going to get whipped down. It's Ilden who grabs it up. Doesn't even need to sap up too much damage, it looked like. Just a bit out of position with the assistance of the Ensnare. They get it down. Things are opening up a bit further here for G in the mid lane. 18-8 to Morphling's 11-0. Oh! Hard shot there. Meanwhile, DK Phobos is going to get the takedown of the Darkseer. Little Cheshire Cat grabbed in the river, it looks like.
Oh, he did eat a centaur. Got the war stomp.
He didn't eat the small one.
That's a mistake. Oh, I see the camp respawn. He'll change his mind. I know it.
2-0 now. Spirit managed to find a couple of kills. Why don't we make it, 2-1. Morphling with assistance from that Disruptor gets to take down the mid lane. My bad. I'm missing that one.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Morphling is such a strong laner, man. It's pretty impossible to burst him, especially with the heroes that they have.
Or even burst his deal with his right click.
Yeah.
He just hits so hard all the time. And yeah, Kunkka can deny a lot of things, but if Morphling just hits Kunkka constantly, he's been doing a good job considering the fact that Kunkka's been denied so much. Yep. Looks like the lanes are going fine for Double Dimension. Their last hitting not as good, but they're being semi-competitive. They're just a little bit behind in every lane.
It's a 5-minute fight now for the Runes, and what's happening? He's swinging out towards the bottom, but as Phobos wants to go in and get a hold of the bounty rune, he may pay the price for it.
8
Nope,
sticks, he's
makes
good.
it back under the double dimension,
I mean,
pops himself.
He had an illusion and himself with an iron shot. If he just walked instead of right clicked, like he would have done so much damage. I feel like he would have had that kill otherwise. But I guess it would have been a little all in under the tower.
Those 5-minute runes are always very tense. And you have to kind of keep eyes on both sides there.
Oh, Kuman, mid lane dodges and snare. That would have been a kill.
Oh, because he would have had like Bodex or something.
Yeah.
Oh, he goes for the Torrent. Barely stepped out there from the Morph. And looks like Vanscore is back. So 3-on-2 in the mid lane.
I love this Kunkka taunt.
You know what's the best one is the new Wraith King one. Do you have that one?
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I didn't even
So
see it.
good.
He just keeps taunting himself away. Grabs the X, Torrent, boat combo, the whole kit and caboodle for King R. Pulls Spirit now ahead 3-1.
It's under attack.
Can you use the hero's taunt when you shapeshift from Morphling?
I imagine not.
Dakota asking the right questions.
I mean, that would be pretty cool.
That's like asking if Rubik can use an Aghanim Scepter ultimate without having an Axe, dude. The answer is no.
Man.
Gotta equip that thing.
You have to spoil everything. Not too much action happening. Oh, Doom actually got the Purge creep. That's good.
Yeah. It's
Like you
really
can-
mana expensive. That's the only big downside. But
Isn't it 50 mana?
God no. Not that spell.
Ooh, 120.
That spell was way too good though. Remember when that ability got when people realized how stupid OP it was? Like
Yeah.
on Chen, they're like, oh, I'm gonna permaslow you for 20 seconds or something.
Yeah.
If that one was 50, it'd be way too good. Way too good.
Oh, God.
think-
Simultaneous breakout here.
I think the 50 on Tomato Bear is just way too good.
It's
Tomato.
just, it doesn't stay, you know, it's not like, it doesn't have good longevity. It's a great laning stage, but Same with like Earth Shock on Ursa. It's really good in lane, but like late game, it's such a bad nuke. For example.
Yeah, but what if you get the AOE?
The AOE, the big one.
Yeah, the
It's
AOE
still
talent.
not good actually. It's not very. I've
almost
only tried it
full
once.
screen.
It is, yeah. But yeah, that's it. It's like
and then you
240
get
damage.
Kaya and Octarine.
You're right. You can amplify that 240 damage. Yeah. It's not great, surprisingly.
So what's the first pickup for your Kunkka in this game after completing out the wand here?
What's typical is like armlets. Then you go like, or you go Shadowblade first. A lot of players are going Shadow. Looks like he's gonna think about going Drum first, which I think is probably fine. Gives
Yeah,
you
I
some
think
mana.
Drum Shadowblade is the build. I'm not a big fan of an armlet.
I think that's fair. If you get both, it can be really worth it. I don't play Kunkka very often, but Shadowblade's the most fun. But Armlet is just super easy cleave damage for free, basically. Always gonna go for the kill.
Yep. Glimpses him back, but the X was already there.
Oh,
with
that's
the
a
bow,
nice
with the
place
torrent.
kinetic field.
But he's not able to quite get the easy finish. He'll have to work a bit harder for it, but there it is. At the same moment, though, a dive from Spirit also occurs at the top lane as they get Cheshire Cat. 2 kills across the board.
It's a very respectable kinetic field, but both of them played really well. Like, G just randomly ran towards his opponent when he was kind of baiting out, thinking like, oh, I'm going to splash you, right? Gets the X off, goes for the boat combo, and kinetic field just wasn't quite enough. But yeah, having the Dispo creep, the Purge creep top and on Doom is just so useful because it's easy.
Would be going for another, but they cancel it out. The second they see rotations coming in, oh, they surge the Disruptor just as he was backpedaling a bit, and now he's not going to get close enough for the glimpse.
You can dispel 2 things at once if he's Iron Shelled and surged.
Makes me wonder if he even had to doom him, but it's probably a lot simpler. So 3 big gold advantages for the Radiant team, but it's the one good thing. Oh, he grabbed the creep, dude. He's got it. 50 mana for farming. Watch out.
The Thunderclap. The Hellbear Smasher must be awesome when he's at concerts,
Yep.
you know.
He's clapping all the time.
Must be the loudest clap ever.
I'm sure somebody's made
Can't believe you found that joke funny.
somebody's definitely made a video of that, right? Like,
I don't know. We will
like a
next
field
summit.
of Hellbear Smashers like clapping to beat.
And that's how the apocalypse came. A giant Taylor Swift concert for the Hellbear Smashers.
You're such a jerk.
Oh, dispelled.
Bottom. Illidan shows up, sucks away the damage. Now DK Phobos steps into play a bit, and they're able to get the takedown of the Night Stalker. Kumin begins to morph away onto the strength. Power shot flies out. Pikachu, bit of body block action there. And the ensnare will catch.
Look at that damage.
Turn their attention back onto Phobos now.
Mana, though.
Illidan very low. Wants to fend them off. Power shot looks like it just misses its mark. And really no severe bloodshed. Oh, except the Night Stalker.
Morphling doesn't have treads yet, that's why. Or boots. That's why that was so difficult. It's like he steals 100 damage, why doesn't he just kill everybody? But yeah, no, having no treads there was actually really costly.
Yeah, this Kunkka is slowly getting out of control already. 5,000 net worth, almost level 10. His level 10 talent is just way too good. 40 damage on a hero like that scales so well into the late game.
I think he's inconsistent late is the problem. X is really good a lot of time, but I don't know if this will be a kill. He's full HP right now.
They're going to go for it. He already starts the morph.
He misses the combo.
Wow. And he happened to waveform during the X pullback, so.
That magic window.
Yep.
FNG will pay the price, it looks like here. Thunderstrike for a bit more vision. He jukes and jives, but it might have been just enough time for Cheshire Cat to just fall under the tower. He runs back out and away. Down south. This man has no TP, though.
I love what FNG does. Did you notice in every single game, he pings out the way that heroes are running away. That time, who was it? The Lycan that was running out of the base? He was just pinging it out.
He always knows, man. Maybe he plays with pumpkins.
Oh, yeah. Plays with
You
pumpkins.
never know.
Gonna have to get the admin on that.
Yeah, dude. Didn't get caught in this ban wave, but maybe the next one. But it does seem he always pings correctly. about Juke Path. It's definitely impressive.
Well, they did just have a ban wave, so he survived it. Everything's fine. Smoke movement coming out. Vanscore looking to hopefully set something up for King R and company.
Very
There's
farmed.
the move.
Very farm disruptor. Watch out.
Here we go.
That's good.
Moving in. Stack Storm. Kinetic Field. Right clicks. Or
And he gets the last hit. That's boots.
Congratulations.
Woo!
There they are.
Not just
Oh,
any boots,
he had boots
possibly
before.
tranquil boots.
Very timely boots transfer. He bought those on a loan. He's going to have to pay that back now that he's gotten a kill. That's all. And with that kill, that's a huge one. 12 seconds for Doom to be dead. Now they can pressure and sit around the enemy tower. They go for the glimpse back. Nice, they glimpsed him. G is back to his lane.
He's
He
probably
took that
hoping
loan
he
from
TP'd
Lone
in from the
Druid.
shrine. It's like I gotta walk those 20 feet over again. All right, 75, 1K net worth advantage. Is this how you guys were expecting things were going to be panning out just based on the draft and how we were heading into the game initially?
I thought it was going to be worse just because of all the dispels they had, I guess. And I would say Darkseer is doing a little bit bad, but it looks like they're close enough that they can definitely take this late game to me.
Here comes trouble. Spirit attempting a flank maneuver here, but they do have Phobos and Biver waiting within the trees, a Song and a Doom in their pockets.
I don't like this build on Darkseer. Not even 1 point in vacuum.
There's the move. Razor's running away from his allies here towards the tower, or more are TPing in. It's going to be full reinforcements potentially here for Spirit Squad. Looks like they're going to get the takedown of that Darkseer. They look to chase for more. Nice setup with the Ice Path. Macro Fire burns through the trees. War Stomp's there from Phobos. And they'll right-click him down.
I think I'm going to agree with the lack of vacuum. I think it's a bit of a mistake, but Razor's Dispel actually wrecked that fight. Like, that's literally 2 Ion Shells that got dispelled. First one was instantly on the Night Stalker, and then later on the Darkseer as well. Like, Razor is that was actually a very big oversight picking Darkseer against Razor.
Oh, then confidently strutting his stuff, looking to move in. Shackled on the Biver. Boat on in, finds connection. Onto Pikachu. Pikachu going to be forced to wind run up north and make it away. Stackstorm going to be committed and dropped as they try to zone back trouble and keep Cheshire Cat safe. Biver very low, hiding within those trees. They'll ultimately find him and take him down. Kuma in the meantime going to be able to go for the finish, and well, G is also dropped. Actually did not quite see G go down right there under the tower.
Very chaotic fights by both teams. Not the perfect execution spells, not connecting. I just feel like Darkseer is not a strong hero.
He's not a strong hero most of the time. He's definitely even worse now in this game.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's feeling like he's an insurance policy for a decent high ground defense later in the game.
Yeah, like the vacuum wall stuff later is fine, but that's all it really feels like. It like barely feels like an ultimate to me. I just don't have a lot of confidence in it. See if they get a deny here.
Nice.
Incredible.
Little deny from Vanscore.
And he was
Clutch.
very ready for the Razor suck.
All right, G rushing in, looking to go for the X. He got it. That means trouble's coming in the form of a giant shark in team. Nice. Darkseer's gone. Defense is weakened. And Spirit are confident to move on forward and etch away at this tier 2 if possible. In the meantime, Kumin on that Morphling trying to split pressure as much as possible, but we all know Morphling needs plenty of time to really come online. He's working his way towards getting that Lincoln's.
Good ward reading by Vanscore, because Darkseer got caught there by an X mark.
Lincoln's almost for a Morphling. I guess X is still a really big problem right now. It's basically functioning as a glimpse of their own. I think Disruptor has still been useful. Vanscore's been doing a good job, but yeah, man, X combo's good stuff.
Also, Kunkka is really great against Disruptor. If you time it right, just use the
true.
X mark on a guy who has a glimpse on himself.
I mean, it's not that hard. 8-second cooldown. You got the opportunities for 10-second or whatever.
G?
Gee,
G's like, what, bruh? I'm good. And we're good to go.
where's the chat wheels, man? It seems like group stage chat wheels constantly, but now as soon as they hit playoffs, they're like, oh, we're playing serious now, guys.
Was there a lot of chat wheel spam at actual TI? Fair amount?
I think there was. It wasn't like ridiculous, but it was definitely there.
Oh, here comes Spirit. Fan score. A man who will tank the finest of ganks. See you later, sir. Not the worst thing ever, but Cheshire Cat realizes that they are going to have to hand over this tier 1 tower. Oh, but Spirit are not done. They actually don't want to
Radiant's middle
push
tower
forward.
is under
Oh, they're
attack.
just looking for more. I think they know that they are a team that can take a fight, and they'll just take hold of the map if they can't take hold of Double Dimension themselves. Dimension just need time. You want Morphling to become a problem.
Wind Ranger
You
too.
want Wind Ranger to get items. She's trying to get a BKB, which will help, but I just don't know if the time is on their side.
Yeah, it seems like Spirit's timing is just a little bit earlier here. All their heroes are basically ready to fight from now till the rest of the game. But I mean, if they can keep it close and get a little bit ahead on Wind Ranger and Morphling, then yeah, they can snowball this a little bit. But they're uphill against the tower advantage right now.
Dire's top tower is under
And even the Naga's just rushing Spirit Vessel. Once he gets that, it's going to be hard for Morphling to survive in some of these fights too.
Oh,
What a
nice. Macropire Ice Path combo coming out from FNG will allow for the easy burn of Vanscore. They also got taken out Wind Ranger, it looks like in the bottom lane. A grab from G at that same moment.
Yeah, Kunk has been really good against Wind Ranger. She's very burstable, doesn't have enough survivability, and just the bow torrent, I guess, is just too much. You know what she needs to do maybe is like save Windrun until right before the combo hits, I guess.
Yeah, if you're trying to run away and he catches you, you're dead for sure.
But you need to have your HP high enough that the burst doesn't kill you. So maybe change itemization a little or something. I'm not sure. Minimum, he should get a raindrop, actually. I think a raindrop could change things.
He has an Ogre club, but it is in the backpack. It's like King R is going to suffer the wrath of Spirit here as the three of them get surrounded. Ilden's going to pick up the last hit and puts him a step closer on finishing a BKB he's got slotted up. So that definitely just says that Spirit are looking to go soon. Get a BKB. Let's move in and make the most out of the 10 seconds.
When you have Disruptor and Darkseer, I'll save that for later. You don't have a Darkseer.
All right, well, that was just a straight up 1v1 fight that G's happy to take.
He just kept right-clicking him.
He's like, I'll just slash you, dude. Chop off your pointy-ass head. Oh, Naga's trying to desperately get off the song. Does so. And Team Spirit make a bit of a retreat. Can Vanscore somehow grab him? Yes, he can. Gets the glimpse, pull back, kinetic field lockdown.
Morphling
That'll be
ditch.
the end of it here. They have sights on other targets. Spotting out the Doom. They'll burst him down while the silence is active. Good grab. G from the trees. Hits him up with the boat and now has to run. They are on a chase here. They already hit him with the dust. They catch him now with the glimpse. He X's himself and sends himself right back to where he once started. A movement from Biver with the ensnare, and they are gone.
That's
G
the
even
play I was
tags him
talking about.
with the torrent. On the way out, and in fact, Ilden begins to move in. Uh-oh, Ilden gets the kill on Disruptor, but did he put himself into a bit of trouble? Yes, good grab there from Pikachu. The flank set up with the shackles, just wonderful right there. And they're going to be able to secure the 4x kill streak. And, well, Kuman says, let me get in on some of this action. Moves forward and gets the burst on FNG. And there are those chat wheels you were asking for.
They should not underestimate the Morphling right now. Even though they don't have the best combo with the Darkseer and the Disruptor, no real follow-up. Like ideally it would be some more AoE tossed into that, but they don't have it. A Sven, an Invoker, just for the lols, because Dota is all about wombo combos.
It's true.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Darkseer's like good at lanes, but feels like that's about it most of the time. It's rough hard.
Looks like King R is going to be in a bit of trouble here. Caught him running his way through the river.
They just have such good disables on the Radiant team. Like, Ensnare, Ice Path, Dual Breath, X combos, like whatever Doom feels like having, like they're just so disable heavy. All these like survivable heroes that are normally a pain, like Darkseer, Morphling, Night Stalker, they just, and Wind Ranger, they have solutions against all of them. I don't know if they plan this stuff considering they open Naga plus Night Stalker or Naga plus Jakiro, but man, it's worked out really good this game.
Yeah, it just makes them feel like they have to fall into the wet, watery shoulders of their Morphling even harder now.
No, they're gonna find her
to see if they can pull it to the late game. Uh-oh, Pikachu trying to hide within the trees, but they burn them up, desperate to go for a TP, but there's no chance at all. 18-11, a 2K net worth advantage, and slowly climbing up at the moment for Team Spirit. Double Dimension attempting to buy time, but I don't know. Every drop of that Wind Ranger is a bit concerning. She's supposed to be like the number 2 to this Morphling.
Oh, double damage on Morph.
This is a good behind the back play here. Will it pay off? Do Spirit even know this is happening?
Man, it's a good thing Nahaz isn't awake right now. He'd be really upset. He hates double damages spawning next to Roche. It's like every time he watches it happening, he gets upset. I've seen it
prophecy, really.
Yeah.
I mean, they were really lucky in this whole series with the runes, especially in the second one with the Storm. 3 double damages between, what, minute 2 and 15?
I mean, in their defense, if their opponents had disables, the DD wouldn't mean as much, but...
Uh-oh, King R running right into action again. Finds himself crossing paths with Biver. Biver will once more drop down the ensnare to hold him there for the finish. Just like we saw before, deja vu. Kumin, happy to find on 4, diving into action here. Walking his way through that macro pyre, burns on up. Forced to go into the strength morph while more of his team falls apart. Cheshire Cat going to be the next victim to fall. And Team Spirit, spirits are high. Healing on up with the power of that urn. Looked like they didn't even really take a strong fight.
And FNG goes experience and liquid fire attack range, but ultimately a good fight. Like there was just way too much damage coming out. That was a reveal of the Razor BKB as well. She walks in, steals the damage, and does Razor stuff. And this is like that timing where Razor just doesn't ever die. At least in the first beginning of the fight. So
I don't know, the Darkseer pick, you can see that it's not working out for them. 2-7-1. You have your offlane hero who's involved in three kills. Doesn't even have ulti skilled yet.
Yeah, he'll need it soon because he could be that high ground defender in a moment's notice. They already lost their Wind Ranger right under their own tower, and the follow-up takedown is going to be Little Vanscore. This is going from bad to worse for Double Dimension, and Team Spirit are riding themselves on forward, potentially into the next round. Vacuum pullback, but nothing else to follow. BKB turnaround for Illidan. Ultimately can't shrug off the trouble. Nice shackle grab just as the song comes out. Is it going to be enough for a catch onto Biver as she tries to slither away? Power shot, a dive forward. There's the ensnare from downtown.
nicely done.
Nice grab from Kumin, but they're still going to need more. She can juke him. Oh, she did! Swing back.
Making them work for it.
Yeah, they are. Now, they'll ultimately get her, but that's, you know, a few extra seconds for everybody of Spirit to kind of reposition and get onto the next objective or
Darkseer
next
did
lane.
something. He surged his carry. He did a vacuum in that fight. Did you see that vacuum?
I saw the vacuum.
Vacuum into nothing.
Yes.
The vacuum.
The open air vacuum.
He's going to need a epic vacuum wall combo inside the base to really make this pick feel justified.
Like, they made... The only thing that Darkseer accomplished this game was he
baby.
made 4-position Night Stalker not awful. That was it. That's all he accomplished. Because without that, Night Stalker would have been far worse.
They could have just played position 4 Darkseer now.
Nice little freebie
I don't
catch
know
right
if that's
there
the thing.
onto FNG.
Do you think this is the thing?
It's more a thing than what you just said, that's for sure. Oh, morph targets allies. Okay, he did this on purpose, right? Is he going for double vacuum?
Could be.
Double Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger's really good base skills.
For now, though, as a Jakiro moving in, casts the dual breath, then steps off. X pullback onto King R. Strong hit will help get the finish. There's the wall drop. It's in a pretty good spot. It's going to be awkward for Spirit to fight their way through it. So, Double Dimension take it to him. Moving in from the high ground, drop down the static storm. Pikachu going to get finished there from G on the other side. Razor swinging on in. As Kuman steals up a bit of his own damage, but now is left with very little life. Runs out the other side. Infernal Blade's there. Has to waveform to the low ground and flex the rest of those strength gains. It looks like he may be able to create the space to make it out. G, though, not finished yet. He's hoping to get the catch onto someone else, but not the opportunity. That seems like it could have been a bit worse for Double Dimension, but hey, the wall holds a decent spot, and Spirit are just kind of bit of an awkward situation as they try to fight things out.
It feels like they can't kill anything on the side of Team Spirit. Doom really tanky. Razor with a BKB, Kanka as well. 2 Glimmer Capes, so they need a lot of reveal, a lot of dusts.
Yeah, after the vacuum wall, it just felt like this moment where DD was like, do we go in? Do we not go in? I just don't know if it's worth it. Morphling jumps in, starts in, Doom, there's a Glimmer, and it was just like, all right, the fight's over. Like,
was that a defensive move we just did, or a move to go on the offensive?
Yeah.
Not too sure.
what is the morph cooldown level 3? Is it like really low? It's like 30 seconds or something? 40 seconds?
40.
And it lasts for 35. Okay, so he got the... Oh, I didn't notice he got the duration as well. Okay, so he's basically 35 out of 40 seconds that he can transform back and forth, which is actually pretty incredible if you think about it, because that's another patch of HP to abuse. He was basically Jakiro at the start of the fight, and then he became Razor as well, so... It's kind of a cool choice. I mean, there's so many good things to steal this game. I don't think I can fault him too much for going this way over the attack speed perk.
He didn't do anything with an ally, though, yet, right? Not in that fight.
I don't think so, no. But honestly, Shackles, so good. Winrage is so good to turn into periodically.
Yeah.
But there's so many good options this game.
Oh.
So the only real big loss, you lose 30 attack speed, and the 20 perk is the waveform attacks targets. That one's pretty good too, but he can definitely abuse Morph a lot more if he knows what he's doing. He's got E-Blade finish now, so he's looking to start bursting people, and this is where things are a little bit harder for Spirit. As long as they play around BKBs and Doom.
They have 2 Glimmer Capes already, so it's gonna be hard for EB to work.
That's F-Blade, right? The Ethereal Blade, EB?
Yeah.
Everyone's kissing. Kissing Lady Luck. See if Double Dimension can kind of hold things out here. Spirit continue to kind of pressure on forward a bit. Now dropping some deep vision as they surround the perimeter of Double Dimension. Vanscore is the only man brave enough to walk outside the base to Thunderstrike lanes to keep them off. But eventually we'll pull back in a way here. They got a smoke. Maybe we'll see Double Dimension go on the offensive. Oh yeah, they are coming together here. Let's see what they can set up, guys. This is their chance to kind of turn things around.
I mean, it's nighttime. They've got good vision at least. They're smoked. Ooh, I don't know if they spot a Biver though. They seem now. It's got Glimmer.
Yep. Looks like Biver is going to tank that one up. Chasing for G. G. He's able
Not
to
a
TP out.
GG.
He's turning into Darkseer in that fight, which is kind of cool. Which is basically like Morphling with Perma Haste and Ion Shield. Dude, he can do Vacuum into Waveform.
Wow. There he goes, moving in. E-Blade Adaptive Strike, some decent work onto the Jakiro, not enough for a finish. Stack Door drop, but not going to get anybody caught with inside. And now Illidan just whipping away onto everybody. Takes out one, looks to take out 2. Pikachu's going to be able to turn around with a decent Shackle shot. They drop the wall right on top of his head. In the meantime, G slams down Kuman, claims his 7-time kill streak, and Illidan gets that triple done. Spirit may have just opened up the biggest advantage of the game so far with that. And now they come running their way towards the Double Dimension side.
What happened to Morphling that fight? I didn't catch his death. Did you
He got doomed. That's
Okay.
it. He transformed into Disruptor, tried to go for a glimpse play. Kanka used X Mark and to pop the link, and he got doomed.
BKB off the X.
The item progression on the Wind Ranger is just so slow this game.
Yeah, she been suffering the bad end of a couple of ganks this game. Definitely neutered her a bit. She was stunted after completing this BKB, which took long enough as it was. All right, decent shackle. Good little pullback. Almost got the takedown
2
of
seconds
Illidan.
BKB.
He's at 38 life.
Oh, they got him.
They can't get him. He's able to BKB and run out the other side, and now Spirit thinking about moving past the barracks to go for further kills here. Bobo's forced to run back. Cheshire Cat already out and inside. G, though, able to get the spanking onto King R, and he will go down. G with the double as he finishes off Pikachu as well. More finally returns. Do Spirit want to hang around? Going into the 5 vs 3. All right, there's the movement. Kuman runs in with the benefit of that Darkseer Surge. Hits him with the Adaptive Strike. That's kind of the end of it.
It feels so bad when you pick Darkseer and Disruptor and don't pull off a single combo. 32 minutes in.
It just, I don't know, man, it's hard. They don't have any other disable outside of Shackle Shot.
Oh, jumping right on top of Kuman. Has that wall. Can't get it off. Hit with the Torrent. Finally drops it there, but loses his life. Spirit. Commanding position. Wrecking house, literally. Inside Double Dimensions turf.
And they'll continue.
This may be the conclusion of Double Dimensions run for TI8 here. Unless they have some sort of fighting hope. We'll see what they can get done. There's the jump onto Illidan, but the Doom does come out. Puts the focus onto Wind Ranger. She'll certainly get burned up. And G is now beyond godlike on his Kunkka this game. Liquid Fire out onto the tower as it begins to slowly burn away.
He's got to press X again, otherwise it doesn't save him.
Can they get the grab onto Kuman? No! He is not going to be able to make it out.
It's a good try. Tried to X himself back, but the Chainstone is...
And I think that might be it. Morphling is out without a buyback. The GG has been called, and this one belongs to Team Spirit after 3 games. They will advance into the next round.
Well, much like game 2, it felt like game 3 was a little bit too much of a draft issue. Game 2 for DD, they grabbed the Storm, and it was really hard for Spirit to deal with. And in game 3, they tried to force this Darkseer dual lane, and it just felt so inadequate. Even like the Wind Ranger offlane didn't work very well. Like it farmed fine, he played fine, but against like Doom and all these chain disables and X marks the spot, it just wasn't good. It's like their hero matchups weren't the best, unfortunately for them. So
I think we were expecting Team Spirit to go through.
that's true.
Overall, a better team. They kind of did a mistake in game 2, so just prolonged this series. I think they would win most of their games if they just played, let's say, a best of 10. They would win 8, 9 out of 10 games, definitely.
Against
They have way better drafts overall and play as a team. You can see the Double Dimension. They're a new team. I think they're just use this stack to play for TI8 qualifiers. That's pretty much it.
Well, they did great considering.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about it a bit because this is going to be the conclusion of their TI run, and we don't know what is in store for their future. And there's definitely some players in there I hope to see more from. Kuman, for example.
Yeah, I
Very
remember
good.
Kuman's Terrorblade, but then I think he went inactive, and now he came back. He played really good Terrorblade.
Yep. I'm happy to see Cheshire Cat is still grinding away from his Power Ranger days all the way to now. I imagine we're still going to continue to see him. It would be crazy to see him one day on the main stage. Hopefully he continues to grind things out. Vanscore also, and King R. These guys are all fighters. So
Pikachu. He had some
Pikachu's
sloppy
a new
games,
name.
but he had some games that
Yeah.
looked really good.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
Storm game was really good.
yeah, so he seems like a up and coming core player, I imagine, who definitely has some good niche heroes to play, but may just need to expand his hero pool a little bit more, depending on what the meta is in store for. So for Spirit, they advance on forward. They're going to be facing Espada in that lower bracket losers final matchup. Espada did drop to Windstrike. I believe we did cast that game yesterday now.
Yeah.
Their time is totally crazy. But this only leaves 2 series left, guys. 1 best of 3 and then 1 best of 5 for 1 spot in the CIS qualifier. This does finish our coverage of the CIS qualifier. So before we end up handing things over to the Amsterdam hub, how do you guys think that the rest of this is going to pan out with just these 3 teams remaining, Espada, Windstrike, and Team Spirit? who's going to get that spot?
Spada always have good picks, and they took a game away from Windstrike, also known to fly the moon before. But I still think Team Spirit and Windstrike are going to be in the finals. And overall, in the end, I think Windstrike is going to take it home.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not, I think there's a high chance Windstrike ends up closing it out and getting the slot. But I think the lower bracket finals will be a little bit closer. I wouldn't say it's definite. Their best of 3 they played was a Spada's win, but it was close.
Yeah.
So it may come a little bit down to how the drafts. It's kind of coin flippy, I guess. Could go both ways, I think.
For sure. All right, for us, Lacoste, I think that concludes your hub coverage, right?
Yeah,
We're kicking you out and sending you right back to Croatia.
Yeah, I have 9 hours until my flight, so I'm gonna probably go back to hotel, get some rest because I didn't sleep too much. My sleep schedule was not on point. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. It was always a pleasure to have you, of course, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more from you in the near future. Kevin, I believe you're changing your schedule as you're going to be hopping into Europe qualifier action soon, right?
Yes, it's going to be a whole 1 hour difference from
Wow.
the life I just lived, I think.
Well, I hope you have been enjoying
back.
your graveyard shift hours because they're
I
going to
have.
continue. And we have other people joining your company side. We have Mott coming in. I think Lyrical's hopping over. And then someone else I'm forgetting. Cinderin moving over. So Europe is going to be stacked. That's going to be hype. I'm going to take a day off to adjust my schedule because I got to switch. I think I'm switching over to North America, and we have some other people coming in for that. It's going to be a hype time. The Dota doesn't stop, but we are going to be stopping for tonight right here. Let's go ahead and get ready to send things over to our Amsterdam unit where they're going to continue the CIS qualifier coverage. Thank you so much for tuning in to this hub, though, and we'll see you soon.